I was recently jump shamed. If you don't know what that means, it means that someone's shaming you for having jumped to many jobs in your career. And it's not the first time that this has happened to me, so it was not that much of a shock. While I did feel a bit bad about it, but then I realized that this is basically something that the corporate world has created, the concept of shaming people who jump jobs. But nobody ever considers the fact that someone has possibly jumped jobs after considering all their options, after looking at their situation intensely and understanding where they might or might not go if they continue to stay in the company. And that becomes one of the large reasons why a lot of you end up staying in a company just because you want to get that 1 year mark. And the only thing I can tell you is don't do that, because if the company doesn't hire you because of that reason, then it's not the kind of company you want to be in. Now, why do I say this? The If a company has an issue with you jumping, even though your reason for jumping was possibly a really horrible culture which did not show any signs of changing, that means that they are accounting for the fact that when that same thing happens in the same company, then will you leave at that point as well? Now, if the company is thinking like that, that means there's a high possibility that the same thing will happen in this company as well. Now, think about that. Don't make a harsh decision. Consider all your options within the same organization. Look at whether your manager is likely to help you move and grow ahead. Look at whether it is the right time for you to actually leave, and only then make that move, right? Don't make the move for money. But if you see that there is no scope for your growth because your manager doesn't want you to grow, or the company culture is such that you cannot grow very easily, then don't stay. Because if you're staying there so that your resume has, rounded numbers as your work experience, then you're making a huge mistake, because at some point you're going to regret not leaving and wasting those months that you spent there where you could have actually grown somewhere else. So don't be afraid of being shamed for jumping jobs, because at the end of the day, if there's nothing you can do to change your situation, then the only option you have is to leave.